Hello, I am back and I'm super excited to share my latest collection with you. Um, I'm super excited about this collection for so many reasons. It kind of links to a whole bunch of projects that I've been working on with various groups. And so it's very exciting, but obviously it's just open for the public, so anybody can get this stuff. It will be on my Etsy, so there'll be a link for that in the description. Um, but I wanted to kind of go over the inspiration behind this set and how you can use it. I have all my samples here, but there are some kind of more unusual elements to this set. And to be honest, I haven't had it for too long, so I do have quite a bit of samples here. But I really am going to be building on the samples in the next few weeks. So you're going to be seeing a lot more with these, especially because at least one of these is for another project. So you're going to be seeing more about that in the future as well. So I'll show you what I have. These are all my grungy stencils, so you can see I've been working on it. It is normally when I do launches, I have 3 sets every 3 months. So every season I'll do 3 sets. Now, let me get it organized because it's actually out of order. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, so the first set is called Enchanted Woods. And, for the last few months, I've really been interested in magical fairy tale fantasy stuff, not overtly, but certainly a little celestial. So that's still kind of really informed this set. So Enchanted Woods, we have a new owl. This owl is about 5 inches. He's much taller. He's different than my last owl, which was on a much, much older set. And I have just like a nice star pattern here. It's very wonky. Again, with my stencils, I want them to look a little bit more hand-drawn or hand-illustrated. So I really kind of embrace the imperfection of a personal rendering versus a computer-generated design. So everything is kind of based on my hand renderings. And then it's going to have a set of mushrooms because, of course, you have mushrooms in the forest. And it's also going to have these floral motifs. Now, there's lots of things that you can do with these. So every set is a little different. And I know that I've done mushrooms before, but those were part of a 2-piece set with an 8.5 by 10 or 11 stencil. But I discontinued that set because it wasn't that popular. It wasn't doing well. And I redesigned a new mushroom set. So all these mushrooms are different. They're new. They were not previously on the old set. This one is slightly similar to one of the ones on there, but these are all new. So that way, if you were to get this set, you're getting all new mushrooms. You're not going to have any duplicates from the old set. So just wanted to let you know about that. And then the next set is called Celestial Times. And this is a set where, again, you're going to get 2 kind of paper doll figures. And I've been making a lot of these moon people, but I got so many messages about people who really wanted their own like moon stencils so they didn't have to figure it out with some of my previous sets. And I just thought a star person would also accompany a moon person perfectly and kind of go with the whole celestial theme. So I had to do a star and a moon, and I love how they came out. They're so cute. I'm really obsessed with these little twinsies here. And then in that vein, I have another set that has like hand-drawn moon phases. And again, they're wonky because they're literally based on my design. So I didn't want them to look computer generated. I wanted them to have more of a hand-drawn feel. And then I have a really cute kind of like scroll here. I have some keys, and I'm obsessed with teeth. I will show you how they turn out. They turned out cute, but I just think teeth are really cool and interesting. And I'll tell you a little bit more about why I designed everything the way I designed. The other thing I've been dying to do for years is a whole bunch of thing with eyes. I used to have a shirt that was white with all the eyes on it like this. You know, I never got over this when it came out. This was like a super trendy kind of thing about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even more like 9 or 10 years ago. I don't even know, but I never got over it. So I wanted to have a set of just eyes. And there's lots of cool things that you can do with these too. Now, lastly, I have a set of words. These are just singular words, and there are 30 because most months have 30 days. And so again, I have lots of plans for these as well. These are all just singular kind of inspirational words. This set is called affirmations. And again, I have plans for these. So what I want to tell you before I start showing you the samples, okay, is it's no secret that I'm going to be teaching Fodder School 3 this year. And my class is going to be making affirmation cards. And so, I don't want to show you too much of those, but affirmation cards is part of the course. So I wanted to have sets that came out before the course was launched that could work for the course really well. And so I was kind of thinking in terms of affirmations, magical, mystical, or celestial themes that are fun to incorporate in affirmation decks or whatever, or at least my affirmation decks. You know, keys, scrolls, words, magical eyes. I remember when I went to Greece, everywhere you looked, everyone had these beads with eyes on them. They're kind of like an all-seeing eye. It's like good luck. It's supposed to help keep bad spirits away. But again, just like folklore, these kinds of themes are all themes that I really wanted to incorporate into my affirmation decks. So I wanted to design some sets that kind of reflected that for the class, so I could make another deck of cards and kind of use these in that deck. So that's why there's a bit of a theme going on here. But again, these are also good all-around stencils for throughout the course of the year. So I'll definitely show you all the ways that you can use these. And then very, very lastly, I have one singular, I've never done this before. I have one singular stencil that is an 8.5 by 11. And it's designed with a pocket, a book front, a door, bushes, some little house motifs. And this is a tease. There's going to be something that I'm working on, a collaboration of sorts with Artfoamies. And this is going to be something that we are going to be using for the collaboration. However, that being said, anybody can get the stencil and use it for whatever they want. Making a house book. Again, I'll show you my sample here. But I wanted to have this readily available for people as well, should they decide to join us for the collaboration that's coming up in December. So this is going to retail for, I think, $13. And it's just by itself. It's just a singular stencil, which I don't normally do. But I wanted to have something for the collaboration that we're working on. So I'll start with just, it's a little bit of everything. And then I also have some journal spreads with the samples. But, you know, the words fit so well on the kind of scrolly shapes. And I had a lot of fun making these look kind of old and grungy. And I wanted to share that if you don't want them to be scrolls, you can cut the scroll part off and just do a little inset triangle, and then it could be a banner as well. So these are super practical to make ahead of time, cut out, and you can use them in your mixed media collages, or even use on the page like in a journal. So those were really fun. And the eyes, I'll show you. So the eyes are just so fun, right? So again, I was saying I haven't really gotten over the whole eye theme. And so I've always wanted them for paper dolls. So I always wanted to have paper dolls where I could put an eye on there or several eyes on their garments. I just thought that was a cool idea. So that's one way you can use the eyes. It's just super, super fun. But then also they're really fun as a pattern to create papers as well. So I did some here. They're kind of really grungy because I did them on this handmade cotton watercolor paper. So it's a little bit of a different texture when you're doing stencils. But I kind of like that. Looks really rustic. And I just tea dyed it first, and then I did the eye stencils on here with like a really fluid acrylic. So anyway, love how these turned out. These would make great fodder for your collages, but also if you wanted to do something trendy and bright, they look good on brights as well. So I don't know if you can see like how cool those are. This is also a really fun pattern to create on really bright scraps of paper like I did here. So love, love, love the eyes. I was so excited when I finally figured out how to get those done. And I'm kind of doing that with a lot of my releases this year, just trying to get, you know, some of the ideas that I've had in my head for years, but I still haven't put on stencils. I'm getting those on stencils now. So I'm really excited about this collection. Now I have the stencils here from Enchanted Woods rather. These stencils I created as borders. Okay, so you can use them however you want, which I'm going to show you, but I designed them to be borders on journal pages. They're just really nice around the corners, so they can go in corners on the pages and they'll look really nice that way. So that's probably how I'll use them a lot, but they also make great paper. If you just repeat the pattern like a stamp, you can create beautiful collage papers with those as well. And I love like swirling motifs. I'm just realizing this could be really fun for the upcoming collaboration that I'm doing with Art Fumis later in the year. But anyway, just creating beautiful pattern paper is something that you can do. And even the owl, he has the stars all around him, but then it's like a 2-for-1. So you have this pattern, and this also creates great paper. So I did it in a neutral tone too. So just another option. And then I did the other two on some more like monochrome on the tea dyed as well. And they came out beautifully as well, just making beautiful pattern paper, because that's something I do all the time. So that, you know, it's important that I can do that with my stencils, because I do make lots and lots of collage paper. So this is everything. And I usually like to just do a whole bunch of samples with the small bits and bobs, and I'll do a whole bunch of like watercolors and cut them out. So the mushrooms, of course, really lend themselves to using them with, I mean, again, anything, watercolor, acrylic. But when you are done, then you can go back in and you can really doodle on them and add all kinds of fun little doodles and designs. So that's one of my favorite things to do. And again, mushrooms are also a motif that I never tire of. The people in my personal life are always getting me or showing me things with mushrooms. They're just such a favorite motif of mine. They're everywhere. I made so many, right? And then with the owls, oh my gosh, here's some more. Look at all these. I didn't even get to all the mushrooms. There's so many. They're so fun, right? And then with the owls, oh, here's another one. They're everywhere. And then with the owls, you know, they're fine on their own, but I started making these little mushroom clusters on the actual owls. And even like I incorporated a key here. I just love how this looks. The owl and then clustering the mushrooms on there. I just think it came out so great. This one is killing me. I just love it. And I put a little bit of like glitter on there too. But super, super cool because again, I love owls. I love mushrooms. I'm just making a lot of stuff that I'm obsessed with. So that's what I did with those. So the owls look great like this with some clusters, and you could cluster any of my stencils. You know, I have a lot of botanicals that would work, but of course I just wanted to, you know, try out all the mushrooms on there. I just think it came out so fun. I have to show you the teeth though. I'm so obsessed. You're probably just going to think I'm a total weirdo, but I love the teeth and I'm just getting started with these, but I definitely think like these need to be paper dolls. So I'm going to work on that, like turning some into paper dolls, but they just come out so fun if you put like a little face on there. I'm starting to get really tight with our dentist's office because there's 5 of us, depending on who's around. And we're all there constantly. So anyway, they're really cool. And again, like I think teeth are a symbol of luck, growth, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to have them on hand for, you know, my upcoming classes. There's another mushroom. They're everywhere. And then with the star people and the moon people, of course, like I just can't get enough of those either. They're just so fun, like super, super fun to play with. I love them so much. And a lot of the imagery and like the doors and the windows, these are just all from children's books that I have for my children or books that I read as a kid. It's all very kind of fairy tale-ish to me. And I love it so much. So these are so fun to play with. I just love them. So I'm going crazy for this collection, I gotta say. Here's some leftovers that fell out. More mushrooms, big surprise there. Here's another key. I'm loving the keys too. And a little story, like I had that stencil design, but I still needed like 1 or 2 more things. And I was talking to my older kids. I was like, what would work? And my 18-year-old was like, what about keys? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. So I designed the keys and they're super fun to use like this on pages. This is going to be another long video, you guys. And I just, you know, I stenciled them on both sides and I put them on this little keychain. They're so cute, right? I love it. So keys, mushrooms. Here's some more of those scrolls, which I love. Very kind of fairy tale-ish, but again, very practical. So the house stencil, again, I'm not going to give away too much about how this is going to be used, but just keep an eye out in the next couple weeks. Me and KP from Art Filmies have a really fun idea for this. And basically, you know, I just traced this out. I stenciled the designs on here. I took some of the other designs on this set and added them to the back. And I made this little book. I'm just, you know, putting scrapbook paper in there for now that I'm going to alter slowly. Like I put some of my stencils on there. Here is a pocket that comes with the set that you can put in your book. And again, I need to create some doors in there, but just keep your eyes peeled on what I'm going to be doing with this. But you don't have to. I mean, you could just get the stencil and make your own book and use some of this for whatever. There's a really cute bird on here, like a very folklore bird. I mean, you can use pockets on everything, bushes, you know, there's lots on here to use. Or if you want to make your own book and just make a book, then do that. But anyway, super cute, super fun. And I still have lots to play with this. So just keep your eyes peeled on that. And then I wanted to share, like, of course, like when I'm designing, I'm always designing with thoughts of my writing journals, because my journal Into Your Art, aka Jaya journals, are something that I work on, honestly, these days most of the time. It just brings me such joy, and it's kind of how I process life. It's my favorite thing to do. I put all the moons on here from the last release. I love those. I'm really playing with my, I think it's Autumn Vibes. I'm starting to forget the names of all the stencils, but my Autumn Vibes, I can't remember what it's called. Autumn Motifs. Anyway, just playing with all the different stencils. This is one of my paper dolls, but I don't include her head, and I use that. But anyway, so I have these journals. I set them up way ahead of time, but my goal is always to make sure that my stencil collections always work with these journals too. So the mushrooms, I just created like a beautiful mushroom border on the bottom of this. And again, I'm going crazy with glitter, which I tend to do this time of year. And then this page I did, the moon, like the moon phases. I did some of the stars and outlined those in gold, and I put the little star person on there. I love it. And here's how one of the borders looks like in the book. And you don't even have to have it like all the way in. I could have just put a portion of it on there, and that would have looked cool. I could put on the bottom or the top. I'm still kind of playing with that one. And then here's the owl. And the owl's just stenciled on the page with lots of gold and metallic doodles. Here's the other border. I feel like this is like Lilies of the Valley or something. Kind of reminds me of that. And just like a little phrase. I've got my eyes in here, in my tooth, and a key, and these big words. These big words are really fun because they're all super awesome for journaling, or, you know, when I'm doing my bigger mixed media spreads, I always feel like I have to have at least like one word in there. So they're just fun to use all around. So, again, I'm definitely going to be using them in my fodder school class this year, but these are just really great to have as prompts or as affirmations in your own journals. And here I've just cut out all the mushrooms and put them on everything. I love putting them on heads as hats, and just kind of putting them all over. It looks so beautiful. So again, you can see I didn't get really too far with the samples. I usually like to be bursting at the seams, but it's exciting time because Black Friday is just around the corner, Thanksgiving, and the holiday season's just about to start kicking into high gear. So I wanted to have everything at the ready so people could see what's going to be available, that sort of thing, what's coming down the line. so that people have time to order everything and kind of get a feel for what's coming. So, and again, everything works great in the journals, any kind of journals that you might have, but they will definitely work great in the Jaya journals. This could even be a pocket. Just now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that could be a really cool pocket. There's so many ways to play with all of these things. So I'm excited to keep playing with them. And I'm just looking like, yeah, that would be cool. You could cluster some mushrooms down here. Like, got word up there. I mean, it's endless possibilities. So I wanted to have fun things within a theme, but I really wanted them to be able to be used all year round for all kinds of purposes. So I really hope you enjoy this collection. I can't wait to share what's coming down the line. If you're not on my newsletter, definitely get on there. I'm going to put a link in the description so that you don't miss the special sales or discounts that I sometimes run for my classes or just for subscribers. Sometimes I only launch products for my subscribers. So in addition to subscribing to my YouTube, definitely get on my newsletter because that is the best way to be in touch. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to keep sharing with you how I'm working on this collection and give you even more ideas.